Hello, Jeff Goodwin here. Welcome along to your watercolour channel. This is the watercolour we've done, just a very simple scene of a vanishing road. We've done another one similar to this. This is a bit different. You can see a very light sky there, mountain in the background, and the road vanishing into some trees. So it's super simple. Just going to wet the paper. Had a bit of yellow ochre on my brush there, I didn't realise. Just with some clean water. Using this round brush. Just the top area. Being careful not to go over the mountain. And then I'll be getting some cobalt blue and I'll just wash it over the sky there. Just in part. Probably hear my bird in the background. A bit of cobalt blue there, and then just a light wash, as you can see, and then some yellow ochre. Very, very light wash. That's all I want, really. I'm happy with that. Just using a bit of a mixture of some different colours here, some olive green mixed in with a little bit of yellow ochre and a tiny little bit of a mustardy colour. More olive green than anything else though. So more of a brown colour. I'm just using some, just a brown wash. It's just some light raw umber there with a little bit of yellow ochre and a little bit of olive green sort of mixed in together. Creating a little bit of a foreground. So you can see the sky, it's a very subtle sky with the way the colours are. There we go, just getting that foreground in there a little bit. Just an outback scene of a vanishing road, a road disappearing into the distance. Could be anywhere at all. Putting a little bit of this peach colour at the base of the mountain. just with some ultramarine blue, painting a distant mountain range. I want it to be really light. I don't want it to be overbearing. That'll do. I don't want the colour to be any darker than what that is there. I like that texture there. I like the intensity of that mountain. It's nice and faded. It'll fade back even more. Some more foreground. Using more of the same mixture of colours here that we used initially. You can see there's not too much in this painting. And that's okay to keep your paintings very simple if you wish to do that. And sometimes the paintings with less in them can be more effective. Some random bushes, things like that. It's a bit of a hazy sky. Not much shadow around. Painting some bushes around the foreground here. Well, not completely in the foreground, but you know, in front of that mountain range anyway, quite a distance in front of the mountain range. The much darker colour that I'm using is the Australian dark leaf green. Just lightly putting in just some branches and trunks of those trees. Very light. Don't need much at all there. And we'll put, excuse me, a little tree in the foreground of that blurred tree in the background, just in front. Yeah, just there, just in front of that blurred tree. That will do. All right, we're going to paint this tree in the foreground. I'm using the dark leaf green here for the trunk of the tree because I just didn't want it looking jet black. I think this is a dark enough colour anyway. Using the rigger brush. You could leave this tree without any foliage if you wanted to. And that might look pretty good in contrast to those trees in the background which do have foliage. But I'm going to put foliage on this tree anyway. But if you wanted to, yeah, quite acceptable to leave it without foliage. You could even put a bit of whitewash in some areas on the tree trunk to give the impression of a dead tree, perhaps. We will put foliage on this tree. Nice and simple. I don't want to overcomplicate the foliage on this tree. I just want it to be really, really simple. Putting some grasses in here in the foreground, just on the side of the road, using some yellow ochre. Please subscribe and click the bell icon. If you want to send me a message, the email address is jeffgoodwinart@gmail.com. It's JEFFGOODWINART@gmail.com. Or you can simply write your message down below, right here. So please subscribe. I really appreciate those people who have subscribed, and new subscribers too. I really appreciate you subscribing as we grow this channel and keep this channel going. It's always good to experiment and to see how we can tackle different drawings and different watercolour paintings. be doing a few more line and wash paintings in the future. And when we grow this channel to a certain point, I'll start a Patreon. I think it's only a couple of dollars, I think per month, $2 a month or something like that. Anyway, when we start that Patreon channel, for those who are Patreon members, I will do some exclusive stuff just for you. And actually spend more time showing you how to do a few things on that Patreon when I actually get that rolling in the future. Thing about painting, watercolor art, is you never stop learning. You are always evolving, progressing. And remember, if you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world, because we only learn by our mistakes. Everyone has different styles and different techniques as well. So just find what you're comfortable with and keep working with it. You'll find yourself improving all the time. But there's one thing I encourage you not to do, and that is to give up. Don't give up. Some people, they start and they go, oh, it's a mess, I can't draw, I can't paint, that's it, I give up. Well, don't, because you can do it if you just keep trying. And the thing about watercolor paintings is try not to overcomplicate it, try not to be too precise. You can see that big tree in the foreground on the left-hand side. The foliage is super simple, and that's all I want. I don't want anything else. Just leave it the way it is. It's just a series of shapes, really. That's all it is. And then your mind sees it, perceives what it is. All right, we're going to do this road here. I've got a mixture. It's just a mixture of colours that I've got floating around in my painting tray, and I just think it looks good for this road. So I've just used that wash, which is a little bit of yellow ochre, I think. Very light wash there. There's a bit of brown in there. Just the tiniest bit of olive in there. See, it's a very light wash. That's all I want for that road, and then I'll just go over what I've done there with some slightly darker browns, just in some areas, just lightly. Just working on the edge, and I'll be using some raw, or rather burnt umber for the edge, and I'll be putting it in places along the edge as well. Thing is don't do one big line of, if you're doing a road, don't just do one big continuous line for the edge of the road. Try to break it in parts. It looks more effective. I think it does anyway. Just with some Payne's grey, I'm putting in a fence. So fence disappearing into the background, going along the road there. As the fence vanishes along with the road. I think we need a couple of birds in the sky. We'll do that later, but just sign my name right now. And we can put a bit more definition on that road as well. Yeah, here come the birds. Trying to find out where to put a bird. Here we go. This might be a good spot. Just use a really thin brush for these birds and just give it a little, like a little curved V, and just flick it up on the other side. You don't want the birds to be too overbearing. You don't want them looking like pterodactyls or something. Just some little birds in the background. And this a little bit more definition near the side of the road, just some marks there. That's using some burnt umber. Just a light wash of it. Taking off the masking tape to reveal our border. This is using 100% cotton watercolour paper. Using Reeves, R-E-E-V-E-S, Reeves watercolour, and also using Byron watercolours and some Winsor & Newton watercolours all together there. So there's our painting. Here is the final reveal coming up. There we are, just zooming in. Very, very simple watercolour painting that you can try. See how you go with that. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. As I said before, I really value those people who have subscribed, and new subscribers I get really excited as well. Trying to grow this channel, so please subscribe, and I'll see you back again with another watercolour soon.